Ready? And I was cleaning my apartment and I was thinking a lot of people be lying. The world is a crazy place. And somebody got to fact check it. Somebody got to fact check the world. So as I finished cleaning my apartment, it's so stupid. Clean your apartment. All right. Where was I? All right. I was in the middle of saying that to avoid cleaning my apartment, I thought of starting up the series, and I'm trying to not show my biases. And you might be asking why I'm starting off with this one, which is a valid question. It's the most recent thing that I saw that, I don't know, could be fact checked. I don't know. This is a random idea. Leave me alone. I'm going to read it and I'm going to pull up sources to try and prove or disprove or just fact check basically what the dude is saying. And it doesn't have to be Biden, doesn't have to be Trump. It could be anybody. I'm fact checking. I'm fact checking you. If you say something, I'm gonna fact check you. Watch yourself. I mean, say what you want, but I'm gonna just know I'm gonna fact check you. It's not aggressive. Okay. Anyway. All right. Let me get on with it. Today I signed a pardon for my son Hunter. Okay. From the day I took office, I said I would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision making, and I kept my word even as I have watched my son being selectively and unfairly prosecuted. Okay. That's loaded. That's a loaded sentence. So let's come over here. Ignore all my damn, I have a lot of tabs open. What am I trying to? I'm trying to find my notes app. Okay, keep track. Is this true? Has Mr. Biden, or I'll say Biden's previous stance on pardoning his son? Oh, also, I wanted to show y'all, I'm trying to stay within the central media bias chart. I'm trying to avoid the far right and the far left. The heaviest bias, and I doubt I'll be able to find everything within the central. And I thought Market Watch, I thought that was a stock market one. How do they have regular news? That's interesting. AP News, where does that fall? Is that even on the chart? AP News, AP far left. Can't check that one then. Where's the damn? Where is that tab? Where'd the tab go? This is a mess. Biden's previous. Oh, there it is. I want to hear it directly from the man's mouth. Biden's previous stance on pardoning his son. Give me. Oh, that's what I searched up already. Give me a speech. I want a speech. Do I have to go on YouTube? Oh, 5 months ago. Let's see. I don't have YouTube Premium.
With regard to the question regarding the family, I'm extremely proud of my son Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know, and I am satisfied that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
There it is. 5 months ago, he said he would not pardon his son. And going back to the statement, we have, from the day I took office, that is 4 years ago. What did he say 4 years ago, though? I can't be bothered to look 4 years ago. But he said 5 months ago that he wouldn't pardon his son. So, and he said he said this for the past 4 years. Hey, gotta take the man's word for it. And I kept my word without aggravating factors like use in a crime, multiple purchases, or buying weapons as a straw purchaser. What the heck is that? Straw purchaser. Here we go. A straw purchase is when someone buys something on behalf of another person who is unable or prohibited from making the purchase themselves. And now he's saying he bought something, he bought a gun for someone who couldn't buy a gun, and he gave the gun that he bought to the other person. People are almost never brought to trial on felony charges solely for how they filled out a gun form. I don't know. I have no history of knowledge of that, so I'm gonna look that one up. We have I think I just tab. All right. Few prosecutions for lying on ATF gun purchase form. This is from the National Criminal Justice Association. They're not on the media bias chart. I think ncja.org. That seems like a reliable source. A 6-page document that must be filled out whenever someone buys a firearm from a licensed firearm dealer and asks questions, including whether the buyer is addicted to drugs and is the actual buyer of the firearm. A swarm of Twitters is asked why the Bureau didn't charge Hunter Biden, the president's son, for allegedly lying on Form 4473 when he purchased a handgun in October 2018. The Washington Post reports the controversy prompted the newspaper to request statistics from the Justice Department to determine whether someone falsely filling out the form face must what? Either I'm retarded or that's written kind of crazy. The answer, they don't. The statistics, stay with me, tongue, are relevant as Congress discusses how to strengthen gun laws after high-profile mass shootings. They are a prime illustration of how existing laws are not always rigorously or consistently enforced. Lying on the form is a felony punishable by up to 10 years in prison, for being a user of unlawful drugs in possession of a firearm. The punishment is up to 5 years. The odds of being charged for lying on the form are virtually non-existent. In the 2019 fiscal year, when Hunter Biden purchased his gun, federal prosecutors received 478 referrals for lying on Form 4473. In the year, and filed just 298 cases. Kind of a lot though, no? Numbers are roughly similar for fiscal 2020. An issue is when Biden answered no. And the question that asks about unlawful drug use and addiction when purchasing a gun. Biden had been discharged 5 years earlier from the Navy Reserve. Why is this man on the Navy Reserve at 60 years old? What's going on? For drug use, and based on his 2021 memoir, he was actively using crack cocaine in the year he bought the gun. Is this talking about Biden or Hunter? Biden was getting lit at the old folks' home. A 1990 Justice Department study noted how difficult it was to bring cases against people who falsely answered questions on the form, especially because there was no paper trail for drug abusers like there is for felons. Well, I'm going to go back to the notes app. We have a statement from President Joe Biden. Consistently stated he would not interfere with the Justice Department's decision, and that we determined was true. People are almost never brought to trial on felony charges or how they filled out a gun form without crime in multiple purchases. That I guess is true. It says half got filed a case on. If you file a case, that doesn't necessarily mean you're arrested. Sure, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. I don't know what I'm looking at. Next claim. Those who were late paying their taxes because of serious addictions but paid them back subsequently with interest and penalties are typically given non-criminal resolutions. It is clear that Hunter was treated differently. We have a two-parter. We have late filing taxes, however, paying them back with interest in what? Interest and penalties. Okay. So I'm going to copy paste. I don't feel like typing. Late filing taxes. Oh, can't really grab all of it. It's fine. Let's go straight to the source, the IRS form or site. Okay. Generally, April 15th is the deadline. Generally, interest accrues on any unpaid tax from the due date of the return until the date of payment in full. Penalties. The IRS can abate your penalties for filing and paying late if you can show reasonable cause and that the failure wasn't due to willful neglect. Where does it say about going to jail, though? I'm going to put jail time. Let's see. See if that pulls anything. No, nothing. Okay, what about jail? Tax preparer receives jail time. This is a news agency too. Hold on. Control F. Jail. Oh. No matches. All right. Failure to pay tax you didn't report. Interest on a penalty, pay a penalty, remove or reduce a penalty, dispute a penalty, avoid a penalty, apply for an extension of time in the file, apply for a payment plan, get help with law and regulations. Failure to pay tax. Maybe that'll say something about jail time. Whoa. Control F. No jail. All right. Prosecution? That might be the government term for it. Prosecution. No, nothing. All right. So here, the regulations thereunder on or before the date prescribed for filing, there shall be added to the tax required to be shown on the return the amount specified below, unless the failure to file the return within the prescribed time is shown to the satisfaction of the district director of the director of the service center to be due to reasonable cause and not to willful neglect. Starting to think that this might be true. I mean, the IRS, they're not just let you go scot-free. Come for the money. Maybe they're not put you in jail, but I'm not seeing anything about jail time, so I'm thinking that's true. Where my notes at? Notes. Late filing taxes, paying them back. Let's put taxes, but paying them back in full with interest and penalties results in not convicted. What does it say? Are typically given non-criminal resolutions. Non-criminal resolutions. I'm willing to think that that's true. The charges in his cases came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. It's going to be hard to prove the reasonable cause or the motive, but I'm going to close all these. It's getting me confused. I'm going to leave the media bias chart up, though, even though I haven't really been using it. I haven't needed it. I'm going straight to the source, straight to the .orgs. So charges came after political opponents in Congress instigated them. Okay, so I'm going to look at the charges of Hunter Biden history. Maybe that'll get us somewhere. Wikipedia? Do I trust Wikipedia? I mean, it's a give and take, 50-50. ABC. I think they're central, right? ABC. Let's see the score. Negative 1.42. And that's closer than USA Today. Or was it? I think so. ABC News timeline. Hunter Biden granted pardon after legal political. Ooh. Aw. Hey, there we go. From the U.S. Department of Justice themselves. Let's see. Reverend Hunter Biden pleaded guilty in federal court in Los Angeles this afternoon. When is this written? September 5th, 2024. This afternoon to all counts in a 9-count indictment, including 3 felony tax offenses and 6 misdemeanor tax offenses. There was no plea agreement. Judge Scarsi accepted the defendant's guilty plea and scheduled sentencing for December 16th, 2024. According to the indictment, Hunter Biden engaged in a 4-year scheme in which he chose not to pay at least $1.4 million in self-assessed federal taxes he owed for tax years 2016 through 2019, and to evade the assessment of taxes for tax year 2018 when he filed false returns. As alleged in the indictment, to further this scheme, Hunter Biden subverted the payroll and tax withholding process of his own company by withdrawing millions outside of the payroll and tax withholding process, spent millions of dollars on an extravagant lifestyle rather than paying his tax bills. In 2018, stopped paying his outstanding and overdue taxes for tax year 2015. Willfully failed to pay his 2016, 17, 2018,
19 taxes on time, despite having access to funds to pay some or all of these taxes, willfully failed to file his 2017 and 18 tax returns on time. And when he did finally file his 18 returns, included false business deductions in order to reduce the very substantial tax liability he faced as of February 2020. At sentencing, Hunter Biden faces a maximum penalty of 17 years in prison. Actual sentences for federal crimes are typically less than the maximum penalties. A federal district court judge will determine any sentence after taking into account the U.S. sentencing guidelines and other statutory factors. Court documents and information for this case is located on the website of the District Court for the Central District of California or on PACER by searching for case number yada yada yada. Charges in these cases came about only after several of my political opponents in Congress instigated them to attack me and oppose my election. Okay, so we should look at when these charges were filed. Pleaded guilty in federal court this afternoon in September. I feel like he had to have been charged before he did this. He couldn't have just went to court and say, hey, I failed to pay. That's not, he wouldn't do that. Let's see. PBS. Where's that on the chart? Nowhere. Let's see if I can find one with PDS on it. Media chart, media bias chart. I have all sides open. Yes, okay. Let's go add Fontes. I looked at this one, but this one's way too complicated. Look at that. How am I supposed to find anything in here? Oh, PBS. Oh, just kidding. PBS is skews left. All right. That's not egregious. Where did it go? Okay, the real challenge begins. I done lost it. I lost it, man. When was Hunter Biden brought to court? ABC. Oh, here it is. Maybe? Timeline. Hunter Biden granted pardon after legal. Maybe it is here. A month before leaving office. Okay. Okay, here it is. December 10th, 2020. This is from ABC themselves, who skews partly left. A month after Joe Biden wins the 2020 election, Hunter Biden announces that federal prosecutors in Delaware are investigating his tax affairs. Okay. A source with knowledge of the investigation tells ABC News that the tax probe began in 2018, but that the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware waited to notify Hunter Biden's legal team due to sensitivities around the election. Okay, so it was brought about before he was even elected at first. Is that what he said? Or did he say re-elected? Oppose my election. Okay, well, he says election, not re-election, so I'm gonna say that's true. At least the first part. I don't know about the purpose or the motive. I mean, probably true, but no way to really verify that. And the carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom. I saw that there was no plea deal. If I can go back to that tab. Just the one? Accept the defendant's guilty plea and schedule the sentencing. There was no plea agreement. And this was September 5th, 2024. I don't know what Biden is talking about right there, to be honest. And the carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice. And this is the Department of Justice, so that's awkward. I'm gonna say that's false. And the carefully negotiated plea deal agreed to by the Department of Justice unraveled in the courtroom, with a number of my political opponents in Congress taking credit for bringing political pressure on the process. Had the plea deal held, it would have been a fair, reasonable resolution to Hunter Biden's cases. Well, I don't know about the extra stuff, but the fact that there was a plea deal is presumably false. I mean, it's from the Department of Justice themselves. There was a plea deal unfairly, not unraveled, diminished, ignored. I'm gonna say ignored. I'm gonna say thrown out. How about that? Thrown out. False. Okay. No reasonable person who looks at the facts of Hunter's cases can reach any other conclusion that Hunter was singled out only because he is my son, and that is wrong. And that's up to what's the word? Opinion. There has been an effort to break Hunter, who has been 5.5 years sober, even in the face of unrelenting attacks and selective prosecution. What does it mean, break Hunter? To get him to relapse? Can't fact check that. So I still write it down. I'll say effort to break Hunter. That's about all I know on that one. I say here. I'll do a key. Key equals true. F equals false. U equals undetermined. And effort to break Hunter is going to get a big old fat U. In trying to break Hunter, they've tried to break me, and there's no reason to believe it will stop here. Enough is enough. And I don't know what break Hunter means, and I don't know what break you means. I'll do that too. Effort to break Joe Biden. Do they mean break as in get him to admit his son's wrongdoing? I mean, them. Effort to break Joe Biden. That has to mean like making him say his son is at fault. You could say that's true or false depending on which side you're on, I feel like, because I mean the case existing, I guess you could say that's an effort to break him. I must still say you. I don't know, man. I'm sure those who oppose him have tried to get him to admit that, you know, his son is a criminal or a felon. Yeah, a felon. So I mean, I guess that could be true, but I mean, it could also be just that they believe he did something wrong. He is a felon, so it's not really trying to break Joe Biden. It's just saying the truth. I'm gonna say you still. Final determination by me. For those offenses against the United States, which he has... Oh, this is just his pardon. What's all this? Oh, this is where it starts. I didn't even finish the last paragraph. For my entire career, I have followed a simple principle. Just tell the American people the truth. They'll be fair-minded. Here's the truth. I believe in the justice system, but as I wrestled with this, I also believe raw politics has infected this process and it led to a miscarriage of justice. And once I made this decision this weekend, there was no sense in delaying it further. I hope Americans will understand why a father and a president would come to this decision. There's nothing to fact check there, I don't think. It's just his opinion. Be it known that this day I, Joseph R. Biden, President of the United States, pursuant of my powers, have granted unto a full and unconditional pardon for those offenses against the United States which he has committed or may have committed or taking part in during the period from January 1st, 2014, through December 1st, 2024. Hold on. Or taking part in during the period from January 1st, 2014 through December 1st, 2024, including but not limited to all offense charges for all offenses charged or prosecuted, including any that have resulted in convictions. Yada, 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 yada. So this is anything, though. Anything apart from the tax thing, right? Well, no, the tax thing probably started in 2014, or else he wouldn't have said that. Or no. I mean, like, 2014 has to have been the maximum time the tax thing probably started. So it could have started in between, 2016 and 2019, but the 2014 encompasses that. But still, there's years between the start of the tax year fraud thing, right? And then even after, too. So this man's getting a get out of jail free card for 10 years. Yeah, 2014 through 2024. That's crazy. He told Seems like a lot of truths from my investigation, but at least one false, at least one fib. You decide what your verdict is. I'm just here giving an unprofessional view of the facts. Let me know what I should fact check next. Doesn't have to be presidential. It could be a random person. That is I have to see it, so it has to be a video or something. Let me know what you think of this type of video. I'm just trying new things, man. Can't fault me for it. It was just, what is that white thing? Oh, that's this thing. I thought it was on the bed. I thought I was having a smile too moment.